Trez, I have a confession. When I first started coming to Sip and Savor, I actually did not like you too much. And I don't even know quite why, but you just seemed a little arrogant. I would sit there on my computer and I see you walk in, they'd be like, that's the owner. Like, and I'm like, I don't like him. Then once I got to know you,
Right.
you were like the sweetest, coolest, like,
Well, thank you.
just the sweetest person in the world.
Yeah.
And people tell you that a lot, though, that you're
I get that all the time. And you know what? I'm always focused. Usually when I come in, I'm usually running to get some mail, check a fax, get some bills, check on something, and get the hell up out of there. So it's hard for me to come in skipping and happy and all that. And people say, he always looks so serious. But once you get to know me, I'm just your average guy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're above average.
Oh, wonderful.
Because what you're doing here, I think, is remarkable. I love the ambiance. I love the space. It's very welcoming. And, your motto truly is the real deal, where coffee and community meet. And did you do that on purpose, or did it just happen?
It kind of just was organic. One of the things I wanted to do when I first opened a coffee shop is have something where everybody could come together and people could share information. And whatever that information may be, people can leave out of there feeling as though they got something of importance. So the coffee and community thing, it kind of came out of, I don't know, I got a lot of sayings. They call them Pughisms, you deserve what you tolerate, and no bout or doubt it. I said weird stuff, and that just happened to come out, and it stuck. And I'm glad, as you can attest, you done been in here. You see how different people come in, whether they be in education, whether they be in law enforcement. You got people here that got their own business, and they get together and they talk and they share information, and before you know it, you like a family. And I love that feel, coffee and community meeting.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, even couples meet here. Like the other night, I was here, and there was a couple next to me. They were on their first date. It was a little awkward. They were both kind of nerdy, and I was, ear hustling, as you say.
Yeah.
Working and drinking my caramel nut shake that I always get. And I was like, but this is cool, because on one side you got a guy that I know was doing a job interview of somebody for his company, and then over here I got a couple sitting next to me getting their first little groove on.
Right.
And there's entrepreneurs everywhere. It's just, I love that feeling. And then you see a couple of white boys walking in, right? A little cute Mexican
on 43rd.
On 43rd Street.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
what?
Yeah.
And that just shows how the neighborhood is changing. But what's remaining constant is that no matter who comes to the door, you all treat them like family. And I love that.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. I just put a clip up a couple days ago on Facebook where I was speaking at UIC, and I was talking about that, how we want to treat everybody with dignity and respect. When they come through that door, you got to let them know that, hey, this is where coffee and community meet. You're going to get class, you're going to get, that customer service that's above and beyond anything else. And the thing I want people to leave here with is that, hey, it isn't just coffee, it's that whole experience.
Yes.
And I talk to my team all the time about, we got to get some of these testimonials where people done did the thesis here, people done came here and started their business, people done met just recently, a guy proposed to a girl he met in the coffee house over at our Hyde Park piece, and we did something on it on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
So I can get a man in Sip and Savor.
You can get a couple men up in here.
Hello, that's what I'm talking about. Get a couple men, get something to drink, some food.
Good conversation.
Yes, and then possibly get a proposal.
Hey, be careful.
Hey, listen. That's where coffee and community meet, and where and maybe you can get a man. Put that as a tagline underneath the tagline.
Right.
Well, I come in here to do business for myself. As a comedian, I am still a business entity. So I sit and write jokes. I've been inspired by things that I've seen happen in here to with my material. I've written everything from proposals to press releases, and I feel like it's just the right feeling in here. Like it feels good. I feel very welcomed and safe. I've had some bad experiences at other coffee shops.
You ain't got to tell me. I done read some of your posts.
Okay, listen.
I was like, damn, when she come up in here, hey, make sure you roll out the red carpet, because she'll put you on blast.
So that's why everybody's nice. And that's the thing. I was like, I didn't want people to think that I just go around blasting restaurants, but I had a bad experience where they treated me horribly. But what was funny is everybody kept saying, go to Sip and Savor, go to Sip and Savor. And for you to have that kind of reputation that speaks volumes to me, because everybody, their mama was like, don't ever go to that place again. If you going anywhere, it has to be Sip and Savor. And there are other coffee shops in Chicago. There's other ones, around the South Side. Why do you think when somebody says, I want to go have some coffee and get some work done, they say go to you?
That's interesting. I think for me, it's the whole feel of the place. I try to create an atmosphere that's like conducive to one's home. It's like stepping out of your living room into this big den or dining room where it's hardwood floors, nice black art. You got the faux finish painting and everything. And it's just a good warm feel. It's not a box. In addition to that, like I said, we talked earlier about Ear Hustle Cafe is the nickname of the piece. You sit up in there, and if you working and you just keep your ears open, you're going to hear something that's going to stimulate you to want to either join into the conversation or just get some names or understand what's going on in the community. In addition to that, the treatment, as I said in that clip, I believe in the 5 C's. We want the place to be crisp, clean, classy, consistent, and most important of all, have great customer service. And if we stay on that and we keep doing what we need to do, people will keep coming back. And that's what I think people come there for. In addition to that, you got very attractive women and men in here, and people like a little eye candy.
It's pretty people in Sip and Savor. I ain't seen that many ugly people walking up in here. I was like, is it a prerequisite that you got to be cute to come up in here? Because but look, I would go to coffee shops and be looking bummy and crazy. Then when I walked in, I'm like, oh, these fine men up in here. Wait a minute. Like, let me go push my stuff up and get in here and be cute. Because you can't come in. No, but I mean, we're playing. But everybody just, I think we're just beautiful people, period.
And we deserve to have a nice, classy place that's respectful, that's safe, and that you get great customer service. And I knew you from TV and seen you. I've always respected you, like my shero. And I seen you in here a couple of times, and I never would bother you. You probably didn't pay attention. That's probably why I didn't talk to you. You always working.
Yeah, I am working.
You have your head down. I said, man, that's a girl from Windy City. Damn, I hope she's getting everything she's supposed to. Because I remember reading your post. I said, she ain't going to put me on blast.
Right, like, no.
And then we end up finding out we have a mutual friend in EJ that handles our marketing. And I was like, oh, yeah, So that works out real well. It's like full circle. And because of the coffee house is the reason we end up meeting.
Absolutely. So what's next for you? Like, what do you... I see a Sip and Savor everywhere.
Here we go.
We get one in Miami, one in New York, Las Vegas,
Atlanta,
Africa.
Let's just do it, Well, to be honest, my team kind of keeps me grounded. Right now, I still work, so I'm kind of limited in what I could do. But what we're trying to do is fine-tune what we have in place right now, make sure it's efficient, effective, and that we can set up a model. So when we go anywhere, whether it be here, whether it be another state, another country, that we have a system that we can plop down, that we can come in with a marketing team, an operations team. We have all the equipment we need. We have a training manual. We have a job description. So that's the thing now, buckling down, making sure we have a system that's, replicable, or you can replicate, if it's such a word. And that's what we're doing. We got offers now for Pullman, South Shore, Inglewood, Woodlawn. And that's all well and good that people are coming to us because they like our product and what we're putting out there. But for us, we don't want to go in and half-ass anything. If we can't give you our best, we'd rather wait until we get it together. So that's what I'm working on now, fine-tuning what I have. Once we feel it's ready to go, my team will say, hey, let's do this. And I pretty much listen to my team.
Yeah. So, I always like to ask entrepreneurs, what are some of the failures or mistakes you made along the way? Because we always hear the triumphant story.
How long is this?
Right, no, just a quick, or even just a tidbit of something that just like you did it and thought it was the most awesome thing, and then it just went down the tubes, and you're like, no, I shouldn't have did that.
I can tell you right now, the biggest mistake I made is try to listen to everyone and please everybody. Customers would come in, and a quick story. When I opened the coffee house, people said, you don't have nothing for vegetarians. You need to get this, and this. And I wanted to buy everything. So I went and got vegan place. I went and got portobello mushrooms. I went and got chickpea hummus. And I lost my butt. Because they didn't come back. So
wow.
The one thing I would say, when you get to know your target market, do your research, find out what it is about you that's going to make you different than everybody else. And then thrive on making sure you stay consistent on that. One of the things people do, they want to open up something real quick, and they don't even know if it's a need for that in the community. Yes. They don't know what it's going to cost. They don't understand the market. And that's the most important thing I can say. Know your market. Surround yourself with people that have a skill set that can tell you what you need to do instead of what you want to do.
Yeah.
And don't listen to everybody, especially friends and family. Oh, you make a lot of money. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Before you know it, you're trying to please everyone. And he who tries to pleases everyone pleases no one.
Oh my goodness. And that's so true. People be like, man, you know what would be good for Sip and Savor? You know, to have a barbershop in the front, have some strippers in the back.
Yeah.
You could definitely put a pole here.
Yeah.
I mean,
put
it's
minutes
like,
on their phone in
right.
the back, change tires, fry some chicken.
You gotta have. Where is the fried chicken,
Yeah.
Trez?
So I done heard it all.
Oh my
Trust me.
God. Yeah, people, everyone thinks it's easy to start a
Nowhere
business.
near.
That it's just an idea. But it's same with me with comedy as an entrepreneur. Everybody's like, oh, well, be like that person or be like that. And it's like, but I have to do me. I can't, I have to know also what my fan base is. When I first started, it was mostly white boys coming to see me do comedy when I was living in New York. And I would be like, well, where are the black women? Where are the black girls? Where are the black men? And then eventually that audience started slowly coming on to me. And because I'm very black and I'm very south side of Chicago.
Right.
But for some reason, that audience was interested in the things I had to say. So I was like, do I stop doing comedy until black people get on board, or do I just keep going and hope that my people will come? And they came, and now they're here to stay. You know,
Yeah.
so
you got a strong following. That's for
yeah.
sure, so.
Well, it's all a hustle.
Yeah.
And one thing I do love about you is that not only do you own the coffee shop, you own the entire building. And you also, in the building above the coffee shop, you house veterans. Tell me about that.
It started like almost 20 years ago. You know, when I purchased the property, I started rehabbing it, and it was like vacant, but they had people that were staying in it, you know, that was homeless and stuff like that. So as I started gutting it out, you know, people kind of scattered, but this one guy stayed named Floyd, and he begged me. He said, if you could just fix one of the rooms I could stay in until I get on my feet, and you could I'll wash the place and all this. So I ended up doing it. I had my contractors fix up one room and make sure it was nice we could sleep, and I started working around him. And before I know it, he went back to the shelter that he stayed in and said, hey, this is real nice guy named Mr. Pugh. You know, he let me stay there. Before I know it, he was bringing people back, you know, women and kids that was in the shelter that was down on their luck. And then, you know, there was a couple vets that was in there. You know, he found out I was in the Marine Corps. And so what I did is start fixing it up and start renting the rooms. It wasn't my intent at all. I was trying to get it ready to be condoed out. I had set it up. I was going to put garages, try to make a little money, and, you know, for my retirement. Here it is, almost 20 years later. I rent out to disabled vets, recovering addicts, and people that otherwise would be homeless. And I pay all the utilities and everything, and they just pay for the room, $200 for the room.
What about struggling comics?
Yeah.
You don't have
I think
no
I got
husband.
a room up there for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we could
we
really
work
put the
something
pole
out.
back here.
Yeah. You could double and make me some money on the side. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, it's all about multiple rivers of revenue, not streams.
You are rivers. You are so right.
We can't deal with streams.
No
They're too
streams.
small.
I love that. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says
Multiple
that.
rivers of revenue.
Multiple rivers.
But on a serious tip, I think that kind of helps also when you have a purpose, you're doing something. You know, whatever your purpose is, you stay true to it. And, you know, every time I get out the bed and I roll over and put my feet on the ground, first thing I'm thinking, what can I do to improve what I'm doing already? I want people to be like, damn, Trez up. What he on today? They be on the Facebook page. What he about to do? My thing is, can I create a job? Can I be more efficient? Can I help somebody do something better in business? Because it's tough out here right now. It ain't for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think that's beautiful. A lot of entrepreneurs are usually so focused on the dollar, where with you, it seems like community and community survival and a community flourishing is what's important to you. And that's probably why you are as successful as you are. You don't have to advertise.
Well,
people
success
come to
is
you.
relative.
Well, you know, everybody else may have commercials everywhere, whatever. It's word of mouth. You treat people so good. Your coffee is so good. Everything that here is good. It feels good. So that people it's a constant flow. I've never been in here and it's empty. Well, every time I'm in here, we're fighting for seats. Matter of fact, you changed the inside because people were hogging the table to themselves.
You got to know your market.
And we up in here fighting, like, excuse me, like, and it's like, okay, no, now we can all get our little space and,
I just appreciate you gave me a second chance and think I was this arrogant butthole.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't feeling him.
I'm a teddy bear. And it's interesting you said about money, you know, I was getting interviewed by this guy. I can't remember his name at DNA Info, and he was finding out I was coming back here. He was like, "Man, you're gonna make a lot of money," and I said, "I'm gonna make a difference." And it just blew him away. He got quiet. He said, "Dude, I like that. I really like that." But if you're in this for money, you're in it for the wrong reason. You got to get in it and have a passion. As my marketing director EJ said, "What is your why?" I said, "What is your purpose? What wakes you up in the morning? What makes you feel good? You know, what'll bring tears to your eyes when you get an idea?" If you ain't feeling it like that, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
That's so true.
So my biggest thing is make a difference. I think the money will come. If I could see the community starting, man, that coffee house so nice. People coming to it, young black kids like they never thought they could do that. What, he owns the place? You know, to turn on people like yourself, comedians, guys that's in photography. You seen the art that's on the wall.
I love the art on the wall.
People. Yeah, these are all local people from here.
Wow.
You know, we have events out here where we at now. You know, jazz artists, comedians, or whatever they do. Try to reach out and help somebody else, make a difference. You know, that chasing the dollar thing, you know, you find yourself in a lot of peril if you're not careful, because all money
ain't good money. Trust me. I know. And you know what? Even my nephew loves to come here. I bring him sometimes. He's
I've seen it. Yeah,
yes.
I think that's really nice that you do that. I seen you guys on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they seem so happy to be here.
He loves it. He loves it. And my nephew's dream. He's 8 now. He wants to start a lemonade and tea line. And he's told me before that one day his teas will be in Sip and Savor. That's just a side note, just so you know. So I was like, okay, but I feel like coming here, he sees other black men as entrepreneurs sitting working. Even sometimes men will see him doing his homework and treat him to a tea or something because they see that he's out here working hard. He's a little kid. Right. So I feel like that entrepreneurial spirit, part of that came from him being able to hang out at Sip and Savor and see all these black men on their laptops. And he's like, okay, they're in here doing something. I wanna do something too, whatever that may be.
I like that.
Yeah, so.
It's more stuff I want to do like that eventually when time permits to have like some type of forum where guys can come in here, whether they be in education, law enforcement, you know, they into, you know, men of the cloth, to try to have a safe haven where teenagers can come here and talk about people that look like them and act like them when they was younger, but let them know what they did to change their life around. It's been kind of hard to get people together, but that's one of my goals and one of my objectives to do, because people can't be what they don't see.
Yes, absolutely.
And I remember talking at a forum one day, I think it was at the Recycling Museum, and I was saying, you know, if we don't show our youth love, if we don't show them they add value or they don't make a difference, these streets will.
Yeah, because that's
when they do, it's hard to get them back.
My goodness, that's so true. I'm trying to think. Don't forget though, you also need to throw an event where it's all single, attractive men with jobs.
Yes, ma'am. Let me put that on my
calendar. Put that on the calendar. Just me.
Erica States.
Yes.
All single. Got you.
Single. Yeah, like real single. Not
yeah,
say they
not
single,
saying they single, but they living with
single.
2 women and a wife.
Hello? Like, no. Got those at Sip and Savor too. Like, he ain't single. See him over there talking. I'm like,
I tell you.
Well, I'm excited about us having the new series Coffee Date that's going to be shot here.
I think that's hot.
Yeah,
I think that's hot. And it'll give people an opportunity to, you know, talk to you, because you're a great interviewer. You got a way of pulling stuff out of people.
Yeah, get the info out.
Because I don't really, you know, do much interviewing. I usually talk on the forum where I can talk to people, but when people ask you questions, you do it real smooth. I like the transition and everything, and I think the people you probably gonna get here is gonna add a lot of value, be it business people, be it other comedians, be it people in the community. I think I'm gonna be tuning in.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good because, you know, when you think of a coffee date, like, I hate coffee dates because I feel like that's a man's way of being cheap. Like, you gonna take me out to dinner.
Most of my guys, we going to my board place.
Right.
So if it don't work out, they only spend $10.
Exactly. But it's like, let me rethink that. I was like, a coffee date over a good cup of coffee, you can really sit and have a great conversation.
Yeah,
so even though
chatting at the sip or something. You know,
yeah. And there's so many people that just love to come here and hang out that I figure before we even get to like having to reach out too far, just the people that come in here and love this place would be great to have a conversation with, because you have so many like movers and shakers and like the real deal comes here in this coffee shop.
I love it because it's giving people an opportunity to look into what we do. For those that haven't been here, that may look at, you know, your video of everything, they'll be like, I'm gonna come down there. anything that you do is going to help you.
Yeah.
Because you got a strong following.
Oh, thank you. But listen, I can have a strong following, but if it's not something that is actually something I believe in, or that you know is quality, my following can't do anything with it. The fact that Sip and Savor is what it is what's going to make people really also want to tune in.
And I know you ain't going to co-sign unless it's something you agree with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.